Welcome to Can Do Polish by PolishPod101.com.
Cześć wszystkim, jestem Emil Nowak. Hi everyone, I'm Emil Nowak. In this lesson, you'll learn how to tell someone where you're from in Polish.
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2,000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Polish ebook before it's gone.
This is Mark Lee, and he's on a plane to Poland. Maciej Mazur, a passenger sitting next to him, asks, "Where are you from?"
Skąd pan jest?
Listen to the conversation and focus on Mark's response. Note, the speakers in this conversation use formal Polish. Ready?
Skąd pan jest?
Jestem z Nowego Jorku.
Once more with the English translation.
Skąd pan jest?
Where are you from?
Jestem z Nowego Jorku.
I'm from New York.
Let's take a closer look at the conversation.
Do you remember how Maciej Mazur asks, "Where are you from?"
Skąd pan jest?
First is
Skąd?
meaning from where.
Skąd? Skąd?
Next is
Pan jest.
you are in this context.
Pan jest.
Let's start with
Pan.
translating as you in this formal context.
Pan. Pan.
Note,
Pan.
is a formal way to address a male, and it often translates as Mr. Next is
Jest.
literally is, but in this context it translates as are.
Jest. Jest.
Together in this conversation,
Pan jest.
literally means Mr. is, but translates as you are in formal Polish.
Pan jest. Jest.
Is from the verb
Być.
meaning to be.
Być.
Altogether,
Skąd pan jest?
literally from where Mr. is, but it translates as where are you from?
Skąd pan jest?
Remember this question. You'll hear it again later in this lesson.
Now, let's take a closer look at the response.
Do you remember how Mark Lee says, "I'm from New York"?
Jestem z Nowego Jorku.
First is
Jestem.
I am.
Jestem. Jestem.
Note in this sentence
Jestem.
is a shortened form of
Ja jestem.
I am. In Polish,
Ja.
I is usually omitted as it's understood from context.
Jestem.
Is from the verb
Być.
meaning to be.
Być.
Last is
Z Nowego Jorku.
meaning from New York.
Z Nowego Jorku.
Let's start with
Nowego Jorku.
which is placed in the genitive case because it follows
Z. Nowego Jorku.
is the genitive form of the proper noun
Nowy Jork.
New York.
Nowy Jork.
In Polish, all nouns have grammatical gender and are either singular or plural.
Jork.
Is masculine singular, a fact that will determine the form of other words in the sentence.
Jork.
Becomes
Jorku.
when it is placed in the genitive.
Nowy.
Becomes
Nowego.
to agree with
Jorku.
in gender, number, and case. Together,
Nowego Jorku.
before
Nowego Jorku.
is
Z.
from.
Z. Z.
Altogether,
Jestem z Nowego Jorku.
I'm from New York.
Jestem z Nowego Jorku.
The pattern is
Jestem z. Location.
I'm from location.
Jestem z. Location.
To use this pattern, simply replace the location placeholder with the name of your hometown. Note, this pattern requires a proper noun placed in the genitive and works with the names of cities, villages, towns, or countries. Imagine you're from Sydney. In Polish,
Sydney. Sydney. Sydney.
note the genitive form of
Sydney.
is.
Sydney.
Say, I'm from Sydney. Ready?
Jestem z Sydney.
I'm from Sydney.
Jestem z Sydney.
Polish operates with 3 words for you. Ty. You. Informal term. Pan. You. Formal term to address a male. Pani. You. Formal term to address a female. When talking about where you're from, the pattern jestem z requires the proper noun of a location, and this location name must be placed in the genitive.
There are some simple rules that will help you create the genitive case based on the ending of the noun. First, masculine nouns in Polish tend to end in consonants. To form the genitive for masculine, singular nouns, attach
A.
or.
U. Kraków.
Krakow becomes.
Krakowa. Londyn.
London becomes.
Londynu.
As a rule of thumb for masculine nouns, inanimate nouns or nouns of foreign origin in the genitive often end with
U. Nowego Jorku.
New York.
Nowego Jorku. Biznes.
Business becomes.
Biznesu.
Feminine nouns tend to end in.
A.
To form the genitive of feminine singular nouns, replace the
A.
ending with an.
Warszawa.
Warsaw becomes.
Warszawy.
If the noun ends in an,
K. Ga.
replace the last letter with an.
I. Polska.
Poland becomes.
Polski.
If the noun ends in
Ci.
or,
Zi.
replace the letter with an
C.
or
Z.
and attach an
I.
at the end.
Łódź.
Lodz becomes.
Łodzi.
Neuter nouns tend to end in an.
O.
To form the genitive of neuter singular nouns, replace the ending
O.
with an.
A. Maroko.
Morocco becomes.
Maroka.
Note, there is a set of irregular nouns, such as
Seattle.
or,
Sydney.
that don't change in the genitive. Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat, or speak along with the native speakers.
Jestem z Nowego Jorku. Jestem z Nowego Jorku.
Jestem z Suwałk, a ty? Jestem z Suwałk, a ty?
Jestem z Seattle, a pan? Jestem z Seattle, a pan?
Jestem z Londynu, a pani? Jestem z Londynu, a pani?
Jestem z Polski. Jestem z Polski.
Jestem Australijką. Jestem Australijką.
Did you notice how the last speaker uses a different pattern?
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Jestem Australijką.
I'm Australian.
Jestem Australijką.
First is
Jestem.
I am.
Jestem. Jestem.
Next is
Australijką.
an Australian woman.
Australijką. Australijką.
Note,
Australijką.
is the instrumental form of the feminine noun
Australijka.
Australian.
Australijka.
To form the instrumental case for feminine singular nouns ending in
A.
replace it with
On. Australijka.
becomes.
Australijką.
This pattern is
Jestem nationality.
I'm nationality. To use this pattern, simply replace the nationality placeholder with your nationality. Note, this pattern requires a noun in the instrumental case, and its gender will depend on the gender of the speaker. Mia Martin uses
Australijką.
Jestem Australijką.
a male speaker from Australia would use
Australijczykiem. Jestem Australijczykiem.
I'm Australian.
Jestem Australijczykiem.
Note,
Australijczykiem.
is the instrumental form of the masculine noun.
Australijczyk.
To form the instrumental case for masculine singular nouns with the ending
G.
or k, n
I.
is added before the instrumental ending
M. Australijczyk.
becomes.
Australijczykiem.
You can use this response to answer the question,
Skąd pan jest? Skąd pani jest?
or its informal form.
Skąd jesteś?
You should be aware of this pattern, but you won't need it for this lesson. Let's review the new vocabulary.
Suwałki.
Suwaki,
Suwałki. Suwałki. Z Suwałk.
from Suwaki,
Z Suwałk. Seattle.
Seattle,
Seattle. Seattle. Z Seattle.
from Seattle,
Z Seattle. Londyn.
London,
Londyn. Londyn. Z Londynu.
from London,
Z Londynu. Polska.
Poland,
Polska. Polska. Z Polski.
from Poland,
Z Polski. A pan?
and you, mister?
A pan? A pani?
And you, miss?
A pani? A ty?
And you?
A ty? Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then, repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say from? Z. Z. And how to say from New York? Z Nowego Jorku. Z Nowego Jorku. Do you remember how Mark says, I'm from New York?
Jestem z Nowego Jorku.
Jestem z Nowego Jorku. Do you remember how to say from where? Skąd? Skąd? And do you remember how Maciej Mazur asks, where are you from? Literally, from where Mr. is.
Skąd pan jest?
Skąd pan jest? Do you remember how to say from London? Z Londynu. Z Londynu. And how to say from Seattle? Z Seattle. Z Seattle. Do you remember how to say from Poland? Z Polski. Z Polski.
Let's practice. Imagine you're Jack Jones from London. Respond to Maciej Mazur's question. Ready?
Skąd jesteś?
Jestem z Londynu.
Listen again and repeat.
Jestem z Londynu. Jestem z Londynu.
Let's try another. Imagine you're Emma Englert from Seattle. Ready?
Skąd pani jest?
Jestem z Seattle.
Listen again and repeat.
Jestem z Seattle. Jestem z Seattle.
Let's try one more. Imagine you're Emil Nowak from Poland. Ready?
Skąd pan jest?
Jestem z Polski.
Listen again and repeat.
Jestem z Polski. Jestem z Polski. This is the end of this lesson.
Now, here's what you can do to cement this conversation in your head. Review the conversation with our dialogue tool and lesson transcripts. Study the key words and phrases with our spaced repetition flashcards. Review the key grammar and cultural tips inside the lesson notes. And test yourself with our assessment tests. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to access our Can-Do course.
Now you know how to say where you're from in Polish. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.